In the shadowy corners of the city where danger lurks and secrets hide, there's one man who dares to tread. His name, Jason King. A detective like no other, armed with an intellect sharper than a razor's edge and a wit as quick as a striking cobra. But his opponents aren't your everyday criminals. They're masterminds of deception, serial killers who play a deadly game of cat and mouse. In a world where the line between good and evil blurs, Jason King stands steadfast. He's not just solving crimes, he's diving into the human psyche, unraveling the twisted knots of depravity. Each case, a new challenge. Each criminal, a new puzzle to solve. In the relentless pursuit of justice, will the hunter become the hunted? Stay tuned as Jason King takes you on a thrilling journey into the heart of darkness.
What's going on, everyone? So, let's talk about the Delphi murders, and let's talk about Richard, the guy you see in the photo surrounded by the police and the guards. Let's talk about it, okay? Whether you're on Team Abby and Libby or you're on Team Richard, because I know there's a lot of people out there that truly believe Richard's innocent. Whether you are on his team or whether you're on Abby and Libby's team, I want to talk about the facts, okay? So let's talk about the facts. What is it? I want to remind everybody, for one, what police do have against this man, all right? So let's ask ourselves, what is it that police have or has against Richard? Okay, all right, so for one, let's talk about that. Let's not forget that police and the prosecution has boots, okay? They have multiple knives because, we all know that knives was used in Abby and Libby's murder, right? So police have multiple knives. They have boots of his. They have sweatshirts. Okay, they have a blue jacket that matches the infamous blue jacket that's seen on the man that was on the bridge that Libby took a picture of. Okay, they have they have outfits that match the guy that was in the photo that Libby took a picture of that day. Not to mention, Richard's wife admitted to police that he has the same clothes as the man on the bridge. Okay. So they have that. Multiple knives, multiple sweatshirts, multiple clothing that matches the same clothing the man on the bridge was wearing. They have the Pig Sour P226 gun, okay? They have his gun that forensics has already linked and matched up to the bullet that the bullet that was found in between Abby and Libby's bodies, okay? They've already did the forensics on the gun and the bullet, and they've already determined that there's a match. Okay, so that's the smoking gun right there that they have. Why does Richard Allen own a gun that matches up to a bullet, that forensically matches up to a bullet that was found in between Abby and Libby's dead bodies? Okay, but y'all want to think that he's innocent, okay? Which that's fine. Everybody has the right to their own opinions and thoughts. Okay, so police has the gun, the smoking gun, and they have the bullet. Okay. They have that. What else do police and prosecution has against this man? They have multiple cell phones. They have multiple electronics. And when I say multiple, I don't just mean 2 or 3. This guy had like a whole box of cell phones, throwaway phones. So they have that. They have a hard drive to an iPod. Okay. They have that. Now, we're just people on the outside, so we don't exactly know what police and prosecution has that's on that hard drive that they have, and what's on all of those cell phones and electronics that they have of his. Okay, we don't know what's on those, but we do know police has them, right? And we do know that Richard Allen's in custody still, right? Okay, so just, all right, 1 and 1's 2, right? Okay, so we know that they have all that, multiple cell phones, they have multiple electronics, they have an iPod, hard drive, they have all these electronics and cell phones, okay? So that's more stuff that they have against this man, okay? Not to mention they have the exact same outfits that the man was wearing when Libby took the picture of the infamous bridge guy that was on the bridge. They have the same outfits, same jacket, okay? Let's not forget that not only police have all these things against this man, let's not forget that this man admitted to being on the bridge that day. Of course, he pretty much had no choice but to admit, really, but for one, because they have, let's not forget the police gather cell phone tower data, and let's not forget that they also have satellites in the sky that take pictures of the area every couple days. So they have that too. And let's not forget that this man actually admitted to police, the conservation officer, that he was actually on the bridge that day. So he admitted it himself. He was out on the bridge that day around that time. He claims he was looking at fish. So there's that. So they have all that. And let's also not forget that while he was incarcerated on April 3rd of this year, he admitted, it was like 5 or 6 different times, he admitted to his wife and his own mother on a recorded phone call conversation while he was in jail that he is responsible for Abby and Libby's murders. That came out of his own mouth, okay? Now, I've been hearing a lot of people try to use the excuse, well, he was under mental distress. Okay, for one, that's just what his defense attorney is going to try to get him out of this mess. They're going to claim he had mental distress. Okay, and y'all want to say, well, he was in solitary confinement for 5 whole months and he was just under so much mental stress. Of course he would admit to anything just to get out of that situation. Okay. All right, years ago, I've been to jail before. I've worked in law enforcement and I've been to jail. So I've been on both sides of the law before, okay? I pulled 6 months, which is a half a year, in solitary confinement, okay? I got into a fight while I was in jail. A big riot broke out when the guards served us our dinner one night and our food that they served us was still frozen. And they just told us to eat it anyways. We started throwing our food at the guard towers. Whole riot broke out. We got into a fight, and I assaulted some sheriff deputies. I got thrown into the hole for 6 months. Okay, for a half of a year, I was in the hole every single day for 6 months. Even spent Christmas in the hole. Okay. Richard Allen was only in there for 5 months, and y'all are claiming, oh, he admitted to the murders because he was in mental stress. Of course he would admit it to anything. Okay, well, how come I pulled 6 months in the hole, and when they finally pulled me out of the hole, if they would have asked me if I killed 2 kids, I would have told them they was fucking crazy, okay? And I probably would have assaulted the guard and got put back in the hole again. Okay, so how come I didn't admit to killing or hurting 2 kids after being in the hole for 6 months? Y'all's excuses, he was in there for 5 months. Okay. I was in there for 6 months. How come I didn't admit to hurting or killing 2 kids? That's another reason how I know this man's guilty. Okay. The reason he admitted on the phone to his mother and wife that he killed Abby and Libby is because subconsciously he knows he did it and he needed to get it off his chest to cleanse his soul. Okay? That's another reason why I know this man's guilty. That's why I get so upset when people try to defend this man. But y'all claim y'all care about Abby and Libby, right? Y'all need to accept the fact that this man is guilty. The state does have evidence against this man. No matter how many podcasters you want to listen to claim that they don't have anything against him. They have stuff. I just named the stuff that they have against this man. He is guilty. Y'all need to accept the fact that he's guilty and let Abby and Libby get justice. Oh, yeah, not to mention the fact, I forgot to bring this up too, not to mention they also have cutout pieces of the inside of his vehicle. They cut little pieces of carpet out of the inside of his vehicle, and they also cut a piece of his seatbelt off too that they have as evidence. So they have cut out pieces of the inside of the carpet of his vehicle, and they have cut out pieces of a seatbelt that they have as evidence too that they also have against this man. And Crime Nation, I got something to get off my chest with y'all. I'm calling Crime Nation's ass out, yes. Whoever the producers of Crime Nation, CW Network, whoever did the Delphi documentary, y'all got a lot of people pissed off at y'all. You know, and the people that are pissed off at y'all are people like me that's been living and breathing the Delphi murders case for the last 3 to 6 years. Every day for the last 3 to 6 years, you got people like me, Jinx13, Randy Gravett, Frank Meister. I mean, the list goes on, okay? Of people that's been living and breathing and investigating this case every day for the last 3 to 6 years, that's dug in and found stuff out that nobody else has found out. And who do y'all choose for y'all's documentary to put on TV? YouTubers that's only been on there for 2 to 3 months, and another YouTuber that's only been on there maybe a year and a half. Delphi After Dark came on to YouTube and started talking about the Delphi murders almost 3 years after I'd been on here talking about the Delphi murders and investigating it. So I'd been investigating this case and talking about it every day for almost 3 years. Then he comes on the scene and he gets a TV show? How's that make sense? Not to mention the other YouTubers y'all had on y'all's show talking about the Delphi murders. They've only been on YouTube talking about it for what, 2-3 months? And y'all put them on the TV show? Talking about the Delphi murders? Just about everybody y'all had on y'all's show talking about the murders has only been on YouTube discussing the murders for between 3 months to maybe a year, year and a half, if that. But all the other people that deserve to be in that documentary, that's actually put in blood, sweat, tears, and hard work investigating that case every single day for 3 to 6 years since the crime occurred, since the crime happened, y'all totally ignored. Not to mention, there's another YouTuber out there that's upset with y'all because y'all totally stole his artwork. Yeah, that's another thing that Crime Nation did. Y'all stole this man's artwork, didn't even ask him permission to use his artwork or even use his name to give him credit. What do? Y'all steal his artwork and put it on the show without the man's permission, or didn't even say, hey, can we put your name on here to give you credit, or is it okay if we use your artwork? No, what do? Y'all just steal his artwork and use it. Not to mention the other people that's upset with y'all over that fact as well. Why? I mean, me and quite a few others are literally feeling like we're living in the fucking Twilight Zone here, because everything y'all did makes absolutely no sense. I mean, wouldn't it make more sense to have people on the Delphi murders documentary that has been investigating the murders since the crime happened, or the last 3 to 4 years, versus YouTubers that's only been talking about it for 2 to 3 months? I mean, that makes more sense to me. But no, I guess it doesn't make sense to y'all. Y'all would rather do a Delphi murders documentary and put people on on the TV show talking about the murders that's only been on YouTube talking about it for 2-3 months, versus others that's actually put in the work. So yeah, I'm calling y'all out. I'm upset about it, and there's a lot of other people upset about it too. My buddy, I'm even friends with Delphi people that's on YouTube that's been investigating and talking about these murders since the crime happened, that's actually friends with Abby and Libby's family. And y'all even left them out and didn't even include them in the documentary, but used their artwork and used their pictures. That's another thing. Y'all did my friend dirty too. I got a friend who organizes the Abby and Libby walks, and he's been involved in this case since the murders happened, and he's friends with the Patty family. And what does Crime Nation do? What do? Y'all steal his pictures and use his pictures on the TV show, but guess what? You didn't reach out to him and say, hey, would you like to be on the documentary? Or you didn't reach out to him and say, hey, is it okay if we use your photos that you took for the Abby and Libby Memorial Walk and all your hard work? Can we use your photos and stuff? No, you didn't do that. You just took them and used them and didn't even give the man credit. So he's upset about that too, and I can't quite blame him. I mean, that's dirty. That is dirty. It's messed up, Crime Nation. It's messed up. I'm totally flabbergasted. You got me and a handful of other people out there who has literally worked their asses off on this case and has actually found stuff out. Like, I was the first one that found that put the information out about the underground tunnel that nobody knew about. I mean, yeah, a couple people came along that supposedly lived in that town, and they're like, yeah, we knew about the underground tunnel out there near the bridge. Well, okay, if you knew about it, how come you wasn't talking about it 4 or 5 years later? I was the first one to put that information out, because I found out there was a secret underground tunnel out there. Then I got called a liar, and then I pulled the news article up to show proof that I wasn't lying, that it really is an underground tunnel out there, and then other people called me a liar and attacked me, and thank God there was another YouTuber out there, I'm not going to use his name, but he actually went out there and found the underground tunnel and videoed it and put it on his YouTube channel. Thank God he did that, because that proves I was right all along. But yeah, it's just stuff like that, you know, and that's just a small little bit of information that I'm just putting out there as, you know, to use as an example. But yeah, y'all, we're all totally flabbergasted. It's messed up, and it makes absolutely no sense, because there are so many more people that deserved to be in that documentary, but y'all chose to put people in the documentary that has just came along in the last 3 months, the last 13 months, and put them on the documentary. Why, I don't know, but it makes no sense to me. And Delphi After Dark, you want to call out Nancy Grace because she didn't, you know, give you a shout out or whatever? What's up with that, man? That doesn't make any sense. I mean, that woman's a smart woman. All right, she used to be a prosecutor, and I'm telling you right now, you don't want to mess with Nancy Grace. That woman would eat you alive. Better quit messing with old Nancy Grace. You don't want to upset her. Well, she's a fireball. But yeah, we're upset with you, Crime Nation. It's messed up. What you did makes no sense. But you know what? You can redeem yourself in the future. Think about it. Y'all even put a dead man on TV. My old friend Sean. He's been dead, what, like 2 years now? Y'all even put a dead guy on the damn documentaries. Y'all even put Sean on there. The guy that used to get on YouTube that would grab his junk and shake it and dance with his shirt off and rub his nipples and shoot up heroin on camera. You know, the guy that was doing all that and blaming his father and his son for the murders. Y'all even put that guy on the TV show. And he's been dead for the last, what, 2 years now? But didn't include the people that's actually put in the work, that's been talking about it and discussing it the last 3 to 6 years. Makes a lot of sense, right? Y'all got to do better.
In the shadowy underworld of crime, where the ordinary meets the extraordinary, you've been journeying with me, Jason King. We've dissected the minds of some of the most notorious serial killers, peeling back the layers of their darkest secrets. Every shadowy corner we've turned, every chilling confession we've analyzed, has been a step deeper into the abyss. But remember, the abyss also gazes back. So brace yourself as we prepare to dive even deeper. Next time, we'll unravel a tale so twisted, it will make your spine tingle with anticipation. An enigma so intricate, it will have you questioning everything you thought you knew. Until then, keep your eyes open and your mind sharp. This is Jason King, signing off.